Hi folks, me again, Scratchbot. Okay, I just wanted to follow up from my previous video on using the Vallejo primer. Now I'm going to show you how to use the model air paints. It's basically the same as the primer. You want to use the compressor running at about 10 to 15 psi. I like to start out with 10 drops to 2 or 3 drops of airbrush thinner. You can also use water. Works fine since these are acrylics. There's 3 drops. You have plenty of time to paint with, to airbrush with these paints. If you go with light coats, and even straight out of the bottle, you don't have to worry too much about clogging. Okay? It's mainly the air pressure that you have to worry about. If you're firing too high of an air pressure, it will dry in the airbrush, and it'll dry before it reaches the model. Okay, here I've already painted the underside of the wings, so what I'm going to do now is show you how to do the top here. Okay, light, even coats, like I said, 10 to 15 psi. My air compressor is running at about 10 or 11 right now. So, you want to give a light coat to start with. And it dries fairly quick, so you can go right back and add another light coat. Nice even passes. You don't want to get too much in one area. Let me get right in there. Kind of like that. I'm a little too heavy on there. I'm just blowing straight air right now to dry that. So, you just keep going with light passes. I'm using the Badger Chrome with a medium tip. I like to use medium tips for large painting areas. For small things, I'll use a fine tip on my airbrushes. So you can see it's already starting to give good coverage. I don't know if you can see that good. A couple more coats, light coats. And it dries fairly quick. You can also use a hairdryer to speed it up, especially if you got a little too much in one area. I'll give it another coat. After I get about that much on, where it's almost a uniform coat, the next couple of coats, I'll give a bit more paint. Straight air once again to help dry it along. Got a little bit of spattering there due to the humidity today. So one more and it should be completely covered. I like to spray at about 4 inches away, unless I'm doing something small. I can go 3 inches. For large areas, you want to go the max 5-6 inches from the model. And again, low air pressure. So I got pretty much full coverage on there. And I still have a tiny bit in there in the cup, so I'll just put that on there. So you can see 10 drops of paint covered that wing. Now if you find yourself having problems where it is clogging the airbrush, it could be because of the tip. Could be you didn't shake the bottle, your paint bottle, well enough. You probably didn't use any thinner. You can use water, like I said. Soon to be released is a new product. It's called Airbrush Flow Improver. basically it's what it says. It helps improve the flow of the paints through the airbrush, especially for if you're painting large models for that, you know, large areas. It won't dry as fast. It'll give you a good spraying time. But again, you got to give it light coats. You don't want to apply a heavy coat. Okay, basically what you want to do with this is just like with thinner. For every 10 drops of paint, you can put 2 to 4 drops of this new airbrush flow improver. This is just a test bottle. I believe they will be coming out in 17 milliliter bottles with a label, of course. I haven't gotten anything to cover it yet. Can't tell you exactly when this new product will be available, but I'm pretty sure the next month or 2, or perhaps 3. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes since I painted that, and it's fairly dry. Nice matte finish, and it's dry to the touch. No fingerprints. A little bit of scraping there with the fingernail. It just left marks. It did not remove any paint, except for that one. You want to wait at least 24 hours for your paint to dry and start curing. After 3 days, 72 hours, it will be completely cured and rock hard. But after 1 day, you can already go ahead and apply a satin or a gloss finish in preparation for decals. And we also have a matte varnish. So you want to let the varnish dry at least a couple hours, few hours before you use any products to set your decals. Like in this case, we have decal medium and decal fix. They're all tested and approved. They're all acrylics. There are no solvents in it. And then you can, right after you have decals on, you can go ahead and apply a clear coat and then continue with your weathering. Well, wait at least a day before you start the weathering after the clear coat. If you have any questions about airbrushing the Model Air, you can visit my website, scratchmod.com, use contact form and send me an email. It's info@scratchmod.com, or you can visit the Vallejo website or Facebook pages. Okay, next up I'll probably be using the satin or gloss finish in a little demo. Thanks for watching.